that we thought it was goal given and then suddenly it wasn't. Is that not the fine margin there? And what was your take on it?
Well, yeah, that was one of the fine margins. I think really I've got no complaints about the result. We were asked a lot of questions in a short space of time, and continually asked questions by Norwich because they've got top players. We didn't have the right answers and didn't execute the game plan as well as we'd hoped. So, and that's down to a number of things. I didn't think we were aggressive enough in our mindset. I didn't think we were decisive enough in our movements. And when we won the ball back, we gave the ball away too often. So those were the things that contributed to that. Also, giving the ball away, trying to nutmeg somebody when they're right on your back line and you've got somebody like Pookie who's a predator there. Just gobbles chances up like that. You know, they said thanks very much and it's good night really, because then you're up against it. So as soon as you open up against Norwich, they're going to hurt you. Hence the changes that I made. Don't necessarily like doing the things like that, but I've got a squad to utilise. I think that there's other players that are good players in the squad. Tyler Walker came in and worked his socks off, didn't really get anything. Casey behind him was, he tried to work, tried to get on the ball and feed him, but we didn't keep the ball long enough to make that happen or to allow us to get out and higher up the field in the first half. Having said that, we shot ourselves in the foot, as I've just said, with the poor decision. And then we start to build our way into the game, and then that moment comes where you think you've got back into it, really against the run of play. Of course it is, but you're just hoping for some moments that you can hurt the opposition. We didn't have enough of them. Like I say, we kept giving the ball away, but didn't have enough of the ball to build any sort of pressure.
I can sense your frustration, but I just felt there'd been that little spell prior to the corner where Coventry were slightly, as you alluded to there, on the front foot, and we thought as we sat there that the ball had flashed past Tim Krul, and Tyler Walker's positioning was actually irrelevant because it was gone.
Yeah, I've only just seen the footage of it, and it is harsh. It's a soft decision really. So it's harsh. I think we'd worked hard with it. It's a brilliant finish as well, but he's deemed that it was offside or interfering or whatever. I don't know. I've not asked him. He's not told me. But there's no point. We've just been beaten 3-0 and given up too many chances. But from our perspective, then you're in the game. You get through that, and then we shoot ourselves in the foot again by just making wrong decisions and jumping out too early. And they can pick you off. Like I say, the questions they ask you, the runs, the quality on the ball, the crispness of the pass, the switch of the play. You've got to move your midfield across, which is why the shape we went to. I didn't want to play 4 men midfield and a 5 at the back, and just rubbish to watch. And but we conceded 3 goals again, and it's not it's 3-3 and 3. In terms of that, and another one up at Sunderland. So we've got a little bit to do to lock the back door a bit, but. Like I say, we are early into its 5 games for us. I think there's a false pressure, but a pressure nonetheless in terms of being at the bottom of the league and seeing where you are. It's not comfortable watching, that's for sure. But it's not that. It's about how we come through it, how we come through this period, having been dealt sort of as many slaps across the face as you can probably get, and then you're playing catch up. So. We've just got to stick together and build performance levels. Really, I think that's for us is key. But you're playing against it's sort of akin to playing in a pre-season game against a Premier League team when you've had more days training. It's easier to beat somebody, and that's what we're finding. You come up against a top team like Norwich in this division. They're a top team, got top players, and you find it more difficult because of the circumstances that we find ourselves in. But we've got to, it's not an excuse, it's just fact, but we've got to deal with it and we've got to come through that.
The third goal was always going to be important, that moment straight after half-time.
Yeah, so change made, had to open up a little bit really, and knew that they could hurt us, but hopefully we could turn the screw a little bit and try and build a bit of pressure that we hadn't done. And we got the chance early on, like you say, and he's hit the target. It's a great save, in fairness. He stuck his leg out and saved it, but we have to finish. We have to finish that. You're spot on with it. That next goal was really, really important because it can put a bit of doubt in people's minds, however good you are. and we would have grown in a bit of confidence as well. I've got to say, the supporters were absolutely magnificent. They were brilliant, and it's been difficult for them for a number of years, and they just never cease to amaze me. I think that the players can't fail but respond in a positive way because of the way that they've been, and I asked for that the other day because it was a little bit flat at home, because we were going back to the stadium, and everybody was probably annoyed, to say the least. So we've just got to come through it and stick together, like I say, and try and build some momentum into some good performances, really.
Yeah, you had a turbulent start, as you mentioned, to the season. Was this another case of just meeting a team in a better rhythm again?
What word did you use there? Turbulent.
Turbulent.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, we've just, like I say, there's not a lot we can do other than train, work, and not get too sort of down about the results. Really, they've not been great. Clearly, and we've got to change them, but it's going to take a period of time. This league this year is different. You've got teams in it that can really hurt you, and you've seen teams that have actually flexed the muscles and spent quite a bit of money in the Championship again. So it was the first time in a few years. We've not been able to do that this summer, or any summer. So we've got to try and keep everybody or get everybody buoyant. Really, it's difficult when you're losing games like that to have that buoyancy. But we've got to do that. We've got to find that spirit and togetherness somehow, and like I say, and build into some good performances, and we'll do that. I've no doubt about it.
Yeah, just one more from me. The late news last night that Romalo had been recalled by Crystal Palace. Any more detail on the situation?
No, he's their player. I wasn't able to get him into the side, and they made a decision, and it's all about the lad. At the end of the day, he's a young player that needs to be looked after, and they made that decision. It's fine by me. Okay.
Can I just ask a question for Monday? Obviously, you talk about supporters. The moment at the end when you went over there, it wasn't just a token clapping the supporters. It wasn't just a token from them clapping you. It's a 3-0 defeat. Not many teams have that sort of bond between the players and the supporters after a 3-0 defeat.
No, absolutely, and that's been a long time coming, and it's been a lot of work gone into community work and things like that, and it's a testament to the supporters and the players really that they've got that relationship. Obviously we as a player or as a team, you spark off each other, the fans and the players, and vice versa. And I think that's been built up over a period of time.
That's got to help you as well to see that, to know
Hugely, yeah, hugely. I've said that everybody talks about 12th man and things like that, and it's cliche, but it's true. I think you saw that. Everybody saw that. It is incredible. They never cease to amaze me. They're outstanding people. There's no doubt about it. They are sort of hungry for some success. And we had a really good run last year with the team, and we were playing some really, really good football. And then obviously because of the type of club we are, it sometimes comes a little bit, and you have a little bit of a turbulence, and we've just got to deal with that and stick together. And as long as you've got the support there, it can't help but influence players to strive to be better, and that's one of the things that you can do: training, playing the games, having that support base, and having that that inner will to strive to be the best you can. I think that's what we've got to keep doing and bear in mind.
And obviously, just because of all that, especially in the position that you're in, especially because of everything that's happened, and the fact you're playing catch up and everything like that, that's more important than ever, isn't it, to have that?
Yeah, huge. Like I've said, I said it last week in the programme, and then going back into the stadium, the atmosphere was a little bit flat, a bit touchy, a bit angry, because of everything that's gone on, and obviously it impacts them the most. In terms of they're ever present. So you try and do things for them, obviously, and you try and put the best that you can onto the pitch at all times, and so there's a lot of thought goes into everything. It's not just not just a whim, and they back that superbly well, and they have done, and they've backed me ever since I walked through the door, and they've been absolutely outstanding. Huge part of what we try and do.